Good afternoon, everyone. I am Mia Luyando with Badass Art. We are back on this coloring adventure in Puddle Town. We have our cute little water fairy today, and we started her on Friday. It was Friday, and we are continuing on today. We've been working in Puddle Town, and we're actually working on the cover page. So I was noticing I've got her skin a little bit more blue, and I think I'm going to leave it that way. I'm not going to make her more purple. I'm going to leave her in the shade that she's in, but we are going to kind of follow the front cover with the lantern and the background. So today we're going to concentrate on her eyes and her little outfit, and we're going to start on the background. I think this is probably going to end up being a 3-video tutorial. I'm also in a different spot. I'm trying a different camera set up. You guys can let me know if you like this better. I feel like I jostle you guys around all the time, so hopefully this will be a little less, maybe it won't make you dizzy, hopefully. So we're gonna start with our Black Widow Monarch set, and we're using the green tea in N088, and I'm just going to go around the outer area of her eyes, and this is what would normally be the white part of her eye, but not today. Today she's green. And we're not bringing that color all the way in. Actually, I might be going back and forth, taking a peek at that. Actually, yeah, I think we will. And then we'll make it a little darker on the outside, kind of like the cover. So we'll bring this on in to the iris part of her eye. And Black Widows are a fairly soft pencil. They're a wax-based pencil, so you get quite a bit of pigment without a lot of pressure from the pencil. Just a nice light hand. And I had a light set up, but it was casting like weird shadows, and I didn't like it. So hopefully this is enough light that everyone can see. Let me know if it's not, and we can try something different. Now, while I've got this green tea color out, I'm gonna go over here to the sidewalk area, and this is grass. And I like this color. I want it to really pop out because, you know, we've got a lot of gray and, you know, bluish, you know, foggy colors in this picture. So the tones that we do choose to pop out, we really want them to pop. So I like this color. It's kind of a chartreuse yellowish green. So I am going to add this color in as the grass. Or as one of the colors. And I'm also going to add it to the rooftop here, because I want the roof to look a bit mossy. Puddle Town is a wet place. And sort of like the Hollowlands, we have a lot of moss and mushrooms and lichen and that kind of thing happening. It's kind of the same here in Puddle Town. I know, I invented it. to remember to move my book instead of my camera with this setup, so bear with me. This is new to me too. Now remember, when you're coloring rain or water, whether it's a pond or a pool or a puddle, whatever, it's going to reflect all of the colors that are surrounding it. And so when you're adding this, you're going to have a lot of gray and white and pale blues, but you're also going to have little patches of green that are going to pop up in here. We're not going to add them just yet, but this color is definitely going to be coming back out of the box as we do the water later. And I am going to add a bit of green on the rooftop here as well. I have some little bushes and whatnot. Okay, I think that's good for right now. We definitely can see where we've been with it. Now I'm going to take a darker shade of green. And this one's called actually light bronze. It has kind of an army green look to it. We're going to go around the outer part of her eye and just deepen that up. And you don't want to bring it all the way up to where the color, even though all of it's going to be a color, but where the iris part of her eye is. We just want to show, the shadowy parts of the eye socket. And all of us, even when you're drawing a human eye, you're going to have shadowy parts around the socket and around, the lash line. Now I'm happy with this, but I want to go just a bit further. And this is kind of a reddish brown. It's called Rusty. And I think you can see that there. MN122. And just a touch. Not a lot. But it's just like the icing on top. It really makes this yellow-green pop. Now I'm going to leave this one out for a minute. I think I'm going to be grabbing it again. Right next to it in the box is this color Mahogany. MN087. And it's kind of a burgundy brown. And I'm going to go into her iris area. And I'm going to add the color here, nice and soft. Now I'm not going to go super detailed with her eyes. Usually I'm, adding a lot of details. We're obviously going to come in and add a couple of colors so that we, really get a lot of perception of depth here. But I'm not going to go in and do a lot of super intense details because there's a lot going on in this picture. But you guys feel free. If you've been watching the channel, there are quite a few eye tutorials. feel free to add as much detail as you like. Now I'm going to go back to the rusty color. I'm just going to kind of weave it in here. And I'm kind of searching for a darker. That's one thing about these sets. Sometimes they don't give you colors you're used to having, like white and black. You just kind of have to make do. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Black Widow dark skin tone. And there is a color in here called Midnight. And it's basically just black. I'm going to go very lightly around the outer area. I'm not outlining her eye necessarily. I just want to make sure that there's a visible division between her iris and the outer portion where, you know, the whites, the green of her eye is. I want to make sure that that's a hard stopping area. And you can also deepen the pupil area if you like. And in that same set, this is called Suede. It's a lighter gray. Actually, no, I'm not gonna, is that the one I want? Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one. And I'm just gonna add a few little light flicks. And you can see it shows up. I was kind of hoping for a little bit lighter, but I think that's going to work very nicely right there. Okay. Now let's go to her little dress. And this one is called Apple. MN047, and I'm just gonna add the green to her skirt. We're kind of keeping this in, you know, just a few colors. It's a limited color palette, but we want the colors that count to really pop. And I'm just touching the darkest, shadowy parts of her little skirt. And I'm going to go back to that cute little green that we had before, the green tea. And I'm just going to fill that in. And I feel like my camera's shaking, and I'm sorry about that. Like I said, this is kind of a new setup. I have a lot of videos that I'm making today, and I needed more space, and I thought I'd give this a try. So you guys will have to let me know if you like this better. Okay. Now if we're going to mimic the cover, you see her little skirt is green, And her jacket is more of like a denim looking, like a little denim pea coat or something like that. And I want to, you know, continue forward with that, but it might need something a little brighter. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go with this color Storm Blue in 064. And we're going to go in here to the darker shadows, all the creases and walls of fabric. I'm also doing a video today on how to make regular pencils appear metallic by the way you blend them, because a lot of times it was a request, and I appreciate that. I appreciate it when you guys let me know what you want to see. A lot of times when we go in with metallic pencils, they don't always show up as metallic, and it's frustrating, especially when you're trying to photograph your work and show it on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or wherever you're sharing your work, because you have this beautiful piece of artwork that you've created and it's not photographing well. You're not able to showcase it in a way that you want. So one thing about going in with regular pencils and making the illusion of metallic is it always photographs well. You don't have to worry about shine or reflection or anything like that. So I'm going to make a video today, and I am going to be using the Black Widows, but I'm going to be using the Dragon set. There's a few browns and yellows in there that are helpful, and that's what I'm going to be using for the gold, obviously, and I might do a silver as well. We'll see how much time, and I'll get that up this weekend sometime. But yeah, if there's something you guys are working on or, you know, struggling with, let me know. Now I want to keep this somewhat dark. This one is called Navy Blue. It looks like it's got a bit of purple in it, so I'm trying to, you know, kind of keep away from a deeper purple, but this looks good. This is nice and shadowy. This looks good. I'm happy with this one. And sometimes it's just as simple as using two different shades of the same color to achieve a look. You know, we wanted this to be dark blue, but this gives it just a little bit of, you know, it's a subtle difference in shade. You don't know you're looking at it, but you kind of do. Your eyes know. And when you're looking at clothing, as you're, you know, people are walking around, their clothes move. Light reflects off of it in different ways in the folds and so it never is exactly the same color all over. So adding different colors into fabric is a trick of realism in drawing or painting or coloring. It's very helpful just to add little colors, little shade differences here and there. And it'll help you achieve a different look, you know, a different level of realism. Even though you have, you know, the shadows covered with the grayscale and you want to let your grayscale work for you, this is just something that's going to give you a whole different level. And I'll show you. This is called Cat's Eye. It's MN124. I'm not sure. There it is. It's kind of having a hard time. I'm just going to kind of go in here and highlight. And I'm not forcing anything to be, you know, solid. It's just a different color from where the light's hitting it. And it looks like I'm getting ready to have a pretty nasty thunderstorm outside. So if you start to hear, you know, raindrops or thunder, just that's what's happening. Okay. Now I like her little boots, but I am going to keep them looking kind of leathery. I'm going to go back to this mahogany color that we used before and use these on the outside. And she's all the way in the water with these boots, so we'll have you know, our shadows of this color in the water also. Now I'm going to get a lighter kind of a gray color. This one's called Coal. And I'm going to just kind of go across the front. Kind of give it a worn out look. Just like an old worn leather look. And then there is a much lighter gray that's called Gunmetal. And I'm just going to touch the tops. And I don't think I added a buckle or anything, just reflection. So I'm not trying to add a lot on there right now. So she's in pretty good shape right now. Let's work on some of this background color coming in. The thing about rain is it's so subtle and there's so many different colors in it. And I think the last time we did rain, we used Brute Fumers. And that's a pretty good set. Pastel sets are always usually pretty good for rain. Okay, I'm back to the cat's eye color again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just very lightly making these little lines kind of cut in from the water. And they don't have to be deep, dark, bold. They're just kind of easy cutting in. You can see the color, but it's not, you know, it's not aggressive. It's not in your face. And you're just kind of following the puddles, following the motion of the water. A lot of times in coloring, it's the things that you leave out and your mind fills in the blanks for you. It's uncanny. Just continue to pull in this direction. this one has a little more green in it. It's called Sky. And I'm going to do the very same thing. But it is a bit deeper. And over here in the darker areas, I'm just adding a bit more. And I'm sorry if I've left you. Like I said, I'm used to following the coloring with the camera as I go. At this point, I'm moving the book. And the camera stays still, so this is a bit of a change for me too. I'm certainly not an expert at filming, and I'm not clever with technology, so I appreciate your patience. It doesn't take, a lot, but you want it to show. Now, up here at the top, I'm very, very lightly going to add some vertical lines. I'm actually going to unclip this. And this has to be very light and subtle. Now I want a kind of a warm yellowish cream, and this one is called Oyster, and the tip doesn't actually match. This is where swatching comes in. But we're going to go back here, background, and we're just going to very lightly add in this warm kind of yellow haze. It's not overwhelming, it's not overpowering. And we're not going over the buildings, we're just going in this empty air space. Again, I'm going to bring this kind of out into the shadows of the water. I'm also going to get that green from before, the green tea. And we're going to bring some of those little shadows out just here and there. You're catching things from the rooftops, and obviously the grass, just a little. Okay, so we're about 30 minutes already. And tomorrow, well, no, it'll be Wednesday, we'll come back, we'll finish the background, we'll add the houses, and we'll add the glowing lanterns. And that is a soft yellow light. It's actually pretty easy to capture. Once you figure it out, you can do the same, use the same techniques for candlelight, lantern light, moonlight, any sort of soft glowy effect. It's always the same. It's the same approach. So we're going to go ahead and leave her here for the day. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that the camera wasn't too bouncy. I hope that I didn't go off the screen too much. I apologize if I did. It's just kind of getting used to this new setup, but I definitely have more room, and this might end up being a bit more convenient. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. That way you'll always know when I upload a new video, and that's usually on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But this weekend, today, I will be uploading a blending tutorial using Gamsol and some colorless blending pencils and colorless alcohol markers. We're just going to see the different effects that we can get with the pencils and how they melt away the solvents that are in the pencils, the fixatives and so forth, so that we can get some different effects. So I will be uploading that one later today, and next week we'll also have some swatching metallic. I got some Derwent metallic pencils. We're going to do a swatch on those, and we're going to do metallic, how to color metallic with regular colors, just with let me see if I've got those colors here. And that'll be when you're coloring gold. Usually you just need, I'm gathering pencils as I talk. Sorry about that. But usually just different shades of brown. And all of these browns are in the dragon set. And I usually go for this one called Cardboard and Saddle, and then I'll choose a dark brown like Dungeon, or even this brown brick. It's got a little bit more red if you're trying to go for a coppery color. And then I grab a really bright yellow, like a canary yellow or a lemon yellow for the highlight, and it'll really give you a great effect for gold. So we'll go over that. I'll show you how to do it. And then we'll grab some grays and make a silver as well. Okay, so I will let you guys go. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. It's very helpful for the channel. And that way more people will know about us and come and learn how to color with us. Okay, guys, I hope you're having a great weekend. See you next time.